So we're gonna make pumpkin coconut soup with a pumpkin seed coconut relish. There you go. So let's start.
Rutabaga, broccoli, green beans, stir-fry salads in the kitchen. Taste it, bake it, boil it over deep fried salads in the kitchen. Chop it, dice it, boil it in a broth. Salads in the kitchen. Saute, souffle, simmer it in sauce. Salads in the kitchen. Rutabaga, broccoli, green beans, stir-fry salads in the kitchen.
Hi, I'm Chef Scott, and welcome to Sacks in the Kitchen. And not surprising, because this is October, we're going to have an episode on pumpkin. Now look, I understand, like everybody else, I know that we get tired of pumpkin spice and all that. My goal was to create a really great holiday dish. It could be served anytime between now and the end of the year that does not have the heavy pumpkin spices that people are constantly ridiculing. This is not Starbucks. Anyway, so you can, if you don't want to go through the labor, you can use canned pumpkin, and it works perfectly fine. But I want to show you first how to prepare a small sugar pie pumpkin so that you could use fresh pumpkin if you wanted to. And I have to tell you something, there is a difference. There is nothing like fresh pumpkin, but the canned pumpkin does the same thing, and it's still this is a great soup. So we're gonna make pumpkin coconut soup with a pumpkin seed coconut relish. There you go. So let's start. First, you need a sharp knife to cut through the top of your pumpkin. Better get the oil out of the way. There, that wasn't so hard, was it? So now, we're gonna cut it in half. There, not so bad. And this is the tricky part. That was actually the easy part. The tricky part is scooping out all of the fiber and the seeds, but not if you use a grapefruit spoon. That is a life-changing kitchen hack. Look at this. It becomes so easy just to scoop it all out. And if you use a regular spoon, it's just not that simple. You can get these things really cheap online for just a few dollars. So what you want to do is scrape out all the pumpkin, scrape out most of the fiber. There. Let's get rid of some of those threads. And, I mean, if you want, you can save these, clean them up, and roast them. But that's up to you, for you. That has nothing to do with what I'm about to do. So we scrape them, and then we brush them with oil, just like this. Just put a little oil on covering all of the flesh. And by the way, not just for this soup, but anytime you want to use fresh pumpkin, this would be the way to do it. And then you simply take it, put it face down on a parchment lined sheet, and you put them in the oven about 350 degrees for maybe 45 minutes or until they're really soft and tender. So we have our pumpkins that were just cooked for those 45 minutes. They're lovely, and it's very easy to peel these pumpkins. And there are some things I know that people in kitchens just don't do because they think it's too difficult or it takes too much work or whatever. So let's just get it all in there. So believe it or not, this really is the same stuff that you're looking at. This oxidizes, it gets darker. This is really, really a much better product, as you can, it's just, but again, this will work beautifully. So, I have a saucepan here, and we're going to put a little bit of oil in that saucepan. We only need like a tablespoon or so. And we're going to let it get hot, and then we're going to add in some shallots, and we're going to add in some garlic. There we go. Put in all this garlic. Remember, you can always find the actual recipe online with the YouTube video description, and that may help, unless you just want to throw things in a pot like I do. So, we have the shallots and the onions, and the shallots and the garlic have been cooking, and this is where it gets really easy, because we put everything in here. You don't have to do anything to it. We're going to put in, you really want about 3 cups of pumpkin. I'm going to add a little bit of extra of this processed pumpkin. Throw it in there. And we also want to put in 2 cups of vegetable stock. Yes, you can use chicken stock, but this is actually a plant-based recipe. You can even add meat to this if it makes you happy, but as I'm showing it to you, it's plant-based. So a couple cups of vegetable stock, and you can use agave, but today I'm going to put in a couple tablespoons of brown rice syrup. We just want a little bit of sweetness to this, but not too much. We can always correct it later if we need to. And I want to also put in at this point a teaspoon of ginger. I know, I said no pumpkin pie spice, but it's going to have a little bit. A teaspoon of ginger, and I want a teaspoon of smoked paprika. There we go. Okay, so we sauteed our shallots and our garlic in some oil. We've added in some pumpkin, and we put in some brown rice syrup, or as I said, agave, and we also have vegetable stock in here. We want to put in a key ingredient here. We're going to use Thai red chili paste that is fairly readily available. Let's see. We're going to put it, oops. Okay, here. We're going to put in, now look, this is very hot stuff. You can put in as much as you want, but I would start on the cautious side and then add more later if you feel like you want to. Let's see, what else do we want to add in here? We need coconut milk. So let's throw in some coconut milk. Now it's starting to look more like a soup. But we still have more. We're not done yet. So, let's chop up some cilantro. There we go. Cilantro in there. And it doesn't look very finely chopped. I included some of the stems. I know it. Doesn't matter. Because we're going to blend this all together after it cooks for a few minutes. Oh my God. This smells so good. Anyway, this is still going to simmer for a couple moments, but now we're going to make the topping for this soup. And I gotta say, you don't need the topping for this soup, but it really brings it up a notch. It's so good. So let's see, what are we going to do? We're going to take a very little bit of canola oil, or another neutral oil, and we're going to take some more of this Thai chili paste, red curry paste. We're going to put it in there. We're going to put in some salt. And we're going to mix them all together. I have some raw pumpkin seeds. If you want to know why I did not use the pumpkin seeds from the pumpkin that you saw me scrape out of the pumpkin, is because I am not going to take the shells off the pumpkin seeds. You can have your kids do that. I am just going to go to Trader Joe's or Whole Foods or somewhere and buy bulk raw pumpkin seeds. And now I'm going to coat them with the salt, the oil, and the red curry paste. This is pretty simple. At this point, I just want to scrape all of this onto a sheet pan with parchment. And you want to spread them into one even layer. Just so that they can all get properly toasted. And you're going to put them in like a 325, 350 oven until they start to brown. Put your toasted pumpkin seeds into a bowl. And we're going to add in some toasted coconut. Put it on parchment, put it in your oven for a little bit. And we're gonna add some cilantro and some chopped green onions. Let's just kind of toss this all together. And finally, we're gonna add the juice of the lime. Let's see. This is what gives the soup its acid. I didn't put any acid in the soup. And acid is so good for balance. If you weren't going to use this topping, I would want to put a little bit of lime juice in the soup. Anyway, that's it for the relish. Let's see how it tastes. Salt. There. Really good. Our soup has been cooking, as you know. That needs salt. Everything needs salt to it. Different wooden spoon. And now, the fun part. You need to puree this in your blender. If you're using a normal blender at home, I suggest you let this cool for a few minutes before you puree it, and also put a towel over the top so that when it splashes up, it doesn't burn your face. Now, my turn though. Or you can use a convenient handheld blender. I haven't plugged it in yet though, so I'm hoping that somebody will go plug it in for me. One of those people that runs around the kitchen. Don't be afraid, Susie. Susie! Somebody, can you? Nobody will plug it in. They don't want to get on camera. Thank you, Ava. Plug it in, please. All right, here we're going to puree it. All right, we have a nice pureed soup at this point. Really, really beautiful. That is so good. It still needs salt. And now we're going to put it all together. So we have this pumpkin coconut soup with Thai red curry, and then we have this coconut pumpkin seed relish on top. And let's go for it. Oh, that is really, this is, if you're really going to be like Martha Stewart, you can even hollow out little pumpkins and of course serve it in the pumpkins. Now, the next thing, if you happen to have a spare squeeze bottle, you can drizzle some coconut milk on top. Then, put some of your relish on top of that. And there you have it, pumpkin coconut soup with pumpkin seed relish. Thanks so much.